Okay, change of everything. In the last very short clip, the weather has significantly changed and we are getting like actual snow again, which really sucks because that means that everything that doesn't have salt on it might need to get passed through one more time just in case. What is going on, guys? I finally remembered after 13 hours of plowing to get some video. We got another snowstorm. It is less than a week. It is currently Thursday. It is a week from the last snowstorm. This one was a lot better. It was 3 straight inches of powder. Really super straightforward storm. I don't know why it's taken me 13 hours to get everything done, but it has. So we're on hour 13 now. It's been a very tiring 13 hours, especially by the fact that I did not sleep at all before doing this. So I've been up since 6 a.m. yesterday, and it is currently 11 a.m. today. So it's been a long 24 something, I don't know, math is hard when you're this tired. But yeah, we got more snow. So I wanted to get some footage for you guys. I meant to get it last night, then I meant to get it this morning, and now it's almost this afternoon, and I'm finally gonna get you guys some footage. But we have the salter in the bed of the truck, all loaded up. We've done a couple salt jobs. Definitely an interesting experience. I love this salter. Works great. My commercial stuff needed to be salted, so that all got salted. And then I had a little bit extra, so I told a couple of my, my good clients, the clients who have been with me for a while, hey, I got a little bit extra salt. I'll throw it on for you, no big deal. It is starting to snow again. This is just great. This is like never ending. Why is my truck bouncing? So yeah, that's pretty much kind of how everything's been going. The truck is currently bouncing in the back end, and I don't really know why, and it's starting to kind of bug me. It's been doing it like on and off all day. It's never done it before. I think it's something to do with the salt that's in the salter, not the salter itself. Because I haven't had that issue the entire time the salter's been in this truck, and it's been in there for like a week and a half now, and I've been driving all over the place. But yeah, it's been a fun storm. This one definitely better than the last one. The last storm, not that it was terrible, it's just the snow was hard, wet, concrete, like heart attack style snow. The type of snow that tends to, actually, it does wear on the operator, it wears on equipment, it wears on everything. This storm has been significantly better. It's, it was 3 inches of just straight powder. Absolutely no issues. There's a cop up here. I'm not paying attention. Hello, officer. Please don't turn around. Anyway, so yeah, it's been a pretty good storm. To any of you guys who are curious, my phone is in fact mounted. I was just looking at the screen, the camera screen while I was talking. And I looked up and there was a cop in front of me. I was like, oh boy. But yeah, we are hopefully getting toward the end of the storm. It's starting to flurry again, but everything that needs to be salted. So even if it continues to flurry for a little while, nothing should really, even if it really starts to snow again, nothing should really stick because the salt will help out with all of that. It has been a fun storm though. December 4th, the night of December 4th, it hit, and it has continued until obviously right now, midday of December 5th. I don't know when his video is going to come out in relation to this video. If it's probably already out, probably not out, I have no idea. But go check out Mags' video. I'm sure Mags Lawn and Landscape on YouTube. I am 100% sure he's going to make a video about this storm because he has had 2 absolutely terrible snowstorms. I spent a solid hour and a half on the phone with him while we were both just out taking care of our own stuff, and he has had a very fun couple of storms. So yeah, definitely go check out his video on that and just kind of getting his perspective of the storms that we've gotten. it's very funny to me to talk to other operators who are, for example, him or a couple other buddies of mine. They start the storm with like really, really high attitudes. They're happy, they're ready for life, and then the storm actually hits and we start working, and all of a sudden nobody is happy to be out here. And I mean, I don't personally have a problem. I didn't sleep at all before this, and so I pulled up to one of the jobs at like 4:30 in the morning, and I just parked my truck and I took a little nap. I knew I was gonna get everything done. Right now I'm just handling this one commercial site that just hasn't gotten done yet. It's a church, so it doesn't really matter for today. Today's Thursday. Their next service is Saturday night. So that's pretty much how that runs. You know, I don't need to like rush over here unless it's a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday morning or anything like that. I ordered some stuff on Amazon and it like won't show up. It's moved the delivery date. Like, this is the 4th time now I'm getting notifications about it. But yeah, so overall it's been a pretty good storm. I can't complain all that much. The snow is light enough, so for all of my owner-operator guys out there who are doing everything, you guys know how it is with, especially if you do plowing or lawn care, landscaping, everything, you know, having to do every single job. This storm has made it very, very easy to be able to keep track of shoveling all the sidewalks and you know, anything like that, and plowing all the driveways and getting everything done in a reasonable time period because of how light and fluffy and easy this snow really has been. This particular site is going to be a pain to salt because there's a ton of sidewalks. But besides for that little problem in the mixture, everything else should be pretty good. We knocked out pretty much all the commercial properties before 7 a.m. this morning. And what was I going to say? All the residentials got done after 7-ish, just because I try not to show up to residentials too early. You know, there's a fine line between getting there before people have to leave for work and getting there where the sound of you and the sound of the truck and the sound of the plow and everything else is going to wake people up and piss them off in the occasion where, you know, you're there. So that's what I always try to do, is make sure that everything is taken care of at a good time for everyone and everything and everybody. You know, obviously can't control the weather, so if we're getting pounded with snow, everything's got to get done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Luckily, with this storm, I was lucky enough to have almost a little bit of, they parked a car right where I pushed the snow. Right where the snow goes, they parked a car. That is so nice and helpful of you guys. You're not going to get plowed if that's how this is going to roll, because I don't really know what you want me to do with all of the snow if you park your car, number one, in front of a walkway, and number two, right in front of all the snow piles where it was laid out to me where to put the snow. But yeah, besides that, everything is going relatively well. Can't complain too much. We are pulling up to our site now. It is a church and rectory, I believe. So a lot of shoveling here, a lot of sidewalks here, but driveways are relatively small and it's a seasonal contract, so can't complain all too much. I will catch you guys back when we start actually plowing. I want to knock out some of this shoveling stuff, and then I will catch you guys when we start plowing, and then we'll get you some plowing action and some salting action. See you in a bit. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm finally gonna get some plow footage. I know I've been promising this for a long time. I don't even know if the past 2 videos I've recorded have gotten released. I don't think they have, because quite frankly, these past couple of storms have been an absolute nightmare. But we finally got another one. It has been practically snowmageddon up here for the month of December, and we got snow again. So I don't really know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna try. So yeah, try and get you guys some plow footage. So yeah, we are going on storm number 4 for up here where I'm at, which is nuts for the time of year that we're in. We are not even to Christmas yet, and we are at storm number 4, which is absolutely crazy. I cannot remember the last time in my life or any of the studies that I've seen that we've gotten this much snow by this time of the year. We've got a nice, probably 3 inches of powder today. It's early. It's about 4:30, 5 a.m. We're just rocking through. We're doing what we gotta do and getting everything opened up. I'm currently at one of our important sites, because it's not actually mine. This is one of the sites that I am a sub on. So it's important because it's not my contract. So I have somebody else's name to uphold, not only my own. But yeah, it is definitely been an interesting start to the winter. Definitely been a fun start to first year plowing, that's for sure. Which honestly, you guys, when I told myself that I was going to get into plowing this year, I was like, oh, we're just not going to get anything because this is the year that I decided to get into it. That was a lie. That was a very, very big lie on my part. That was a bad idea for me to think that, because that is not what happened by any stretch. So we're moving snow. I'll try and get you guys a little bit more footage, but yeah. What is up, everyone? I totally forgot to record an outro for this video. It is currently Monday night. It was a very long night and a very long morning, but everything's all done now. If you guys are interested to know maybe why it was such a long night, is if you look at the hood of my truck, you can physically see how it just, everything iced right over. That has been like that since last night. It has not melted, and my truck ran for easily 12 hours straight, and that never melted anything. Even the ice on the front of the plow, on the grill, or on behind where the headlights are, the grill, the entire front end of this truck is just iced over. All of any snow that was on it is just ice at this point. So yeah, that was the night that we had. Went through a ton of salt and even more gas. And yeah, so I mean, I can't really complain. Another successful snowstorm, but this one was hell. This one was really bad. I did want to talk to you guys about kind of how this truck is set up, because I don't think I've done that yet. It's a 2017 GMC 6.0 gasser, 8-foot Fisher HDX straight blade stainless, and then an 8-foot or 9-foot. I don't know. I think it's an 8-foot. What was at one point a 2.5 yard Fisher Polycaster that is now a 1.8 yard Fisher Polycaster, because I took the extension off of it. It's got, I don't know the tires that are on this truck. I'll have to look at them. I'll put it in the description. The tires on this truck are absolutely awesome. I don't really ever have to put this truck in 4-wheel drive. And when I do, I'm in a shitty situation that it needs to be in it. But, oh, fuck, I'm tired. But yeah, so another successful storm. Everything seemed to go relatively well. So hopefully we have a little bit of a break, but as you guys know, I like money more than anything else. So maybe we'll get another snowstorm here soon. I don't know what the deal is. All I know is it is going to be astronomically cold the next 2 or 3 days. And I'm cool with snow, but the cold just sucks. So that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Keep an eye out for that video on the new mower. I believe I posted some pictures on my Instagram, but definitely keep an eye out for that video. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's definitely coming. And I am so very excited to get back to regularly scheduled mowing content. I'm ready for that. So, Peace out. See you all in the next one. Have a good one. And who said you can't have fun plowing snow? is going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. I don't know what the video thing on my channel's been, because I don't actually know what has been uploaded and what hasn't, but we have a snowstorm, as you may be able to tell. So we are going out to plow. We have, I don't know, this is the craziest snowstorm radar-wise, because nobody knows what's happening. It is straight powder. Problem is it's supposed to turn into ice all tomorrow, because supposedly we're getting down to 0 degrees tonight into tomorrow, and then Monday into Tuesday we are getting down even lower, or we're getting down to 0 degrees again into Tuesday. So it is definitely going to be a fun night. All that we can really hope for is that we can get all this cleaned up and salted before it does all turn into ice. So yeah, we are getting out and getting after it. It is about 10 o'clock right now. We're gonna go grab some gas because I don't pay attention. I was supposed to do it before the storm hit, and as we can obviously tell, I did not do that. So go out, grab some gas, run up. I honestly don't think I'm gonna run up to the salt shed yet. It is 10 p.m. right now. We are supposed to get snow from right now until somewhere around 1, 2 a.m. tomorrow. And I've seen reports anywhere from 1 to 3 to 7 to 10. And I have absolutely no idea what we're actually gonna get, what this is gonna turn into, how this is gonna go. I know absolutely nothing. Like every other snowstorm we get here in the wonderful upstate New York, and I'm sure all of us get everywhere all over the country. So we are rocking and rolling. There is already about 3 inches on the ground. Snow started at there's like 3 or 4 inches on the ground. I believe the snow started at like 4:30. So not coming down terribly fast. But yeah, I actually honestly have no idea how much snow we're supposed to get, how long this is really going to last for. But it is a Sunday night, which means that although a lot of places are closed tomorrow, because tomorrow I believe is Martin Luther King Day. I think I have my holidays right. Tomorrow's Martin Luther King Day. So while yes, some things aren't going to be open, a lot of things are. So we got to make sure that everything gets cleaned up, patched up, salted, everything is good, so that we don't have anybody slipping and falling. We don't have anybody pulling in, not be able to get to work, not be able to get to whatever. So right now, the biggest thing is keeping up on literally everything. The last thing that we want is everything freezing up and just being an absolute cluster to scrape down, or having to use an absolute ton of salt to scrape down what could have been easily avoided by just going out a little bit earlier. So that is kind of the mission right now. We are getting out. Our first stop is going to be probably some of our commercials, to keep up on those. And then we're going to shoot through residentials. And yeah, that's kind of what I've got planned. It's going to be a long night, that is for sure. And I have a very good feeling that I'm going to be cleaning this up into tomorrow, if not during the day tomorrow. And I wanted to get on here and finally get you guys, hopefully if I can actually record the intro to this video and then follow through with the rest of the video as the night into morning goes on, maybe you guys will get some plow footage on the channel. It is currently January 19th, the day of the infamous TikTok ban, which I gotta tell you guys, I was kind of disappointed in. They did not stand their ground at all. I lost TikTok at like 10:30 Saturday night last night, and it was back at noon today. So the government grounded us for about 12 hours. It was great. It was definitely a fun little experience. I don't know if that's gonna stay like that or not. I've kind of accepted fate of TikTok going away, which really sucks because Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, just really not as good as my TikTok FYP is. I don't know what the fuck is going on behind me. There are 2 cars and they are like driving sideways down the road, or like next to each other down the road, and they were both parked and pulled out when I turned the corner. So we'll see how that goes. I got a bad feeling. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at right now. Okay, this is kind of freaking me out. Why the fuck is going on? Anyway, so we're gonna go grab gas right now, and then we are gonna hit the road and start knocking some shit out, because at the end of the day, this is our contractual duty to clean everything up. Okay, that's I thought it was a cop at first. It's not a cop, so I'm not really that concerned, but it was really weird how they pulled out as soon as I made the turn. So yeah, we you know, the storm strikes and we got to respond, and that's just kind of how it goes. Now, since we are at 3 inches, we are at our 3-inch limit. Well, actually 2-inch limit, but it's 10 o'clock at night, and I decided that it really wasn't worth going out every 2 inches, so we could wait until 3. I also thought it was coming down a little bit harder and faster than it is. But yeah, the roads absolutely suck. And I guess that's something that I should probably be used to as a plow driver, because, you know, we go out when the roads suck and we're done when the roads are beautiful. So yeah, that's kind of like story of our lives, am I right? Let me know down in the comments what you guys are getting for snow totals from this weird storm that we're getting right now. Because I honestly can tell you, I don't really know what is going on. It has been the weirdest winter. We got 7 snowstorms in the month of December, none of which really meant anything. Like, none of them were huge storms. We had one 7-inch storm, which was actually kind of fun. And the preface to the 7-inch storm was that it was going to be a dusting to an inch on every weather station I could find. Said, like, every weather app, every weather, you know, website, every news station that I could look at. We're like, it's just going to be a coating to an inch. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, that was not the case at all. We ended up with like 6 or 7 inches depending on where you were at. And that storm was a cluster. But besides for that one, the most that we got was like 3 or 4 inches. It was single pushes, wait till the end of the storm, clean everything up, and just be done with it. And that was kind of where we were at all of December. December was great for plowing and salt runs, quick plows, quick salt runs, and just kind of nailing stuff out and getting done with it. January, we haven't gotten anything. We had one salt run in the very beginning of January. And ever since then, it is now January 19th, and we haven't gotten anything since. Which, you know, as a contract plow operator, I guess you could call it, that's great for me. As a per push plow operator, that's terrible for me, because I am, in fact, both. And I will tell you guys, the month of December, I was like, damn, I should have just done all per push. I am really glad I did contracts right now, because this whole, like, getting snow, not getting snow, getting snow, not getting snow thing is really driving me crazy. But yeah, so we're at the gas station, $2.99 per gallon. I will see y'all in a minute. What is going on, guys? So, kind of some good news and some semi-bad news. I realized today, going through everything, getting ready for spring, going through my computer, going through everything, I have a ton of, like, incredibly partial snow videos. So I realized through all of them, I recorded intros for a bunch, didn't get any plow footage for most of them. I have a little bit of plow footage, not a whole lot. And then I recorded a couple outros, and in almost every single video, I said, I've been really bad at getting plow footage for you guys, and this video should be coming out soon. And the first video that said that was Thanksgiving, November like 27th or whatever it was. And the last video that said that was the last storm that I recorded on, obviously, which was like the end of January. We got like 7 storms in February. We got a ton of snow in January, ton of snow in December, and then obviously a Thanksgiving storm. And I can tell you guys, owner-operator life and trying to do videos is a little difficult, especially when it comes to snow. Lawn care landscaping stuff and recording that isn't nearly as bad, because of the fact that lawn care landscaping stuff isn't on a timely basis as much. So I can get out of the truck and be like, all right, you know, I'm going to go take a video real quick and, you know, record a little bit of stuff for you guys. I really can't do that as much with snow because sites have to get serviced, sites have to get taken care of, sites have to get done. You're also going to see a lot of me having absolutely no idea what I'm talking about in 9 out of the 11 videos that I recorded. For example, I was just scrolling through one of the videos. That's actually why I decided to make this video. I'm scrolling through watching one of the started videos, and it was December 5th, the morning of December 5th. We got like a 4-inch storm December 4th, and I was plowing for 13 hours straight on a 4-inch snowstorm. To any of you guys who don't know, this was my first year doing snow removal. I got relatively good at it. I got my list down and everything as the year came to an end. And the couple storms that we got in February, well, the handful of storms that we got in February, but specifically toward the end of February, I knocked my list from me taking 13 hours on a 4-inch storm to me taking like 5 hours on a 3 to 4 inch storm. So we made significant improvements as this year went on. But I can tell you guys, the beginning of the year was rough. It was a very, very rough winter for Mo's Mowing. And a lot of stuff happened. I learned a lot. I became very informed on a lot of things. My buddy Mags, if you guys don't know or follow his channel, look it up, Mags Lawn and Landscape. Awesome dude. He's a very good friend of mine. He walked me through a lot of stuff. He showed me a lot of stuff that I had absolutely no idea about previously. He really, really helped me out this winter. Same thing with another good friend of actually both of ours, our buddy Jason, who owns J&F Lawn Care up by us. Another great friend of mine, great friend of his, helped me out extremely this year. But I kind of give you guys a little bit of a rundown of how this winter went, kind of the whole point of this video. Give you guys a rundown of winter this year, what I thought, how I did, etc. Winter this year was crazy. I knew that we were either going to get a ton of snow or we weren't going to get anything. That's just how my luck goes with me getting into snow. It was feast or famine, and I mean, I would say this year was a relatively feast year for all the snow contractors, at least around us and around everybody as far as I'm aware. With that said, a big thing that I noticed is my time management sucked. My ability to plan things sucked. And I had a lot to learn, and I knew that, and I noticed that very, very early on. One of the biggest things that I realized was I had a very hard time sleeping before a storm. A, I was excited to go out, and B, I planned on going out sometime between midnight and 3 a.m. on almost every single one of these storms. And when you go from a sleep schedule of falling asleep at roughly 11 o'clock midnight and just waking up early the next day, I used to knock it out. I used to fall asleep at like 11 o'clock midnight, wake up at 6 a.m. and be good for the day. That was my day, was, 6 to 11, 6 to 12, whatever. I didn't really sleep a lot. I still don't really sleep that much. My sleep schedule is still all over the place, mainly because of snow. But like in that first video you guys will see that was recorded on December 4th into December 5th, I woke up at 6 a.m. the previous morning, couldn't sleep before the storm, and then was up until, by the time I actually got home, it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon of December 5th. So I was up for close to 36, if not a little bit more than 36 hours. Don't do that. If you guys are getting into snow removal, don't do what I did, and I will most likely continue to do, of just being awake for way too long of periods of time. Especially when it comes down to like what I used to do, of we would get a weekday storm or a weekend storm, whatever it was, I don't even remember at this point, to where I had enough time, especially once I started getting used to the route and I could do everything in the time that I wanted to. I had enough time. I would take off. Let's say the storm hit at 8 o'clock the night before. Let's say it hit 8 o'clock last night. I'd go out about 2 o'clock this morning. Let's say the storm was winding down by 2 or 3 a.m. I'd go out about 2, go load up with salt, get to the first site at 3, finish up the first site, and I was running on an hour or 2 hours of sleep or so, and I would go knock out the sites that I had to and then fall asleep somewhere for like half hour, 45 minutes, whatever, wake up, go do a little bit more, and then once I finish the route, just go home and knock out for 18 hours. So don't do what I did. It was a very bad decision that I continued to make as the year progressed, and I will not argue that fact at all. It was an absolutely terrible decision that I continued to make. Get some sleep before you go plowing. Now, the rest of winter went relatively well. We got a good amount of snow, so I really can't complain too much about that particular aspect of it. What I can say is we got a snowstorm on Thanksgiving, which I hated because it was Thanksgiving. But, you know, snow game, I learned early on this year, it's feast or famine, and it always hits at the wrong times. We got a storm Thanksgiving Day, hit at 12 o'clock on Thanksgiving Day. Continued all the way easily until midnight of Thanksgiving night. I was not done plowing until, you know, early morning of Black Friday. I was out all night, all day. It was a fun storm to learn on. And the storm started and it was like 37, 38 degrees. The temperature slowly came down, but it made for a very wet, heavy, terrible storm to learn to plow on. It was awful. I also rushed a lot that storm. Rushed getting the plow on, making sure everything was working right. Rushed getting the salter on the truck, made sure everything was working right on the salter. Come to find out, we didn't even have any salt to spread. So putting the salter on the truck was completely null and void. Nonetheless, salter went on the night before Thanksgiving. Plowed all that storm. Thought I'd have a little bit of time off. My birthday night, the night of my birthday, December 4th, I'm out to dinner with my family, and it starts snowing. And I'm like, fuck, you know what I mean? And went out. That video that I'm telling you guys about. That was the 13-hour day. You know, stupid. Then we got another storm the 6th of December. Got another storm the 9th of December. And then we took a little bit of a break. We didn't get any snow from then until January, for the most part. I went away for Christmas, like I do every year. Another dumb decision I made. And we got a terrible sleet storm Christmas Day. No, the day after Christmas, the 26th, we got a sleet storm. There was a 1/4 inch of ice on almost every single property until easily 11 or 12 o'clock in the, like going into the afternoon of the 27th, because it was just a ton of sleet. Everything froze over. I had guys covering everything to make sure everything was all good. So I covered my end of what I could, but I wasn't here for that. Going into January, we got pounded with snow all the way through January. Pounded with snow again in February. Got snow Super Bowl Sunday, which was also a fantastic day to get snow. And yeah, that was pretty much the winter. Now, let's talk about kind of how equipment did, how everything did. The plow did great. All winter, the plow did really, really awesome. I personally loved using this plow. That is no longer on the truck, but it is on, you know, it is capable of being on the truck. Just now it's sitting off my truck because I was tired of being in winter mode and I needed to get out of it. The plow did awesome. It's a 8-foot Fisher HDX stainless steel blade. It did great this year. I will tell you guys, I definitely now understand why so many of my friends told me to buy a V-plow. It makes a lot more sense to me now. I did a handful of parking lots as well as a handful of driveways, a good amount of driveways and a good few parking lots. And driveways with a straight blade isn't really that bad. I actually didn't mind a straight blade on driveways. I wished it was wider in certain situations, wished it was narrower in others. So I think 8 feet for driveways is a good plow, especially that plow is a really good plow for driveways. Depending on the snow, obviously, it did relatively good back dragging. No complaints on that end. Commercial lots, though, I definitely want a V-plow. So I think that what's going to happen for this upcoming year is, you know, the goal for this year is to buy another truck. So one truck's going to have a V on it. One's going to have a straight on it if I continue doing residential plowing. One hiccup with the plow all year. We blew one hydraulic line, but every hydraulic line on the plow was absolutely atrocious. So middle of the storm, I think it was the beginning of February. It made it a good amount through the year. Beginning of February, middle of a storm, hard, ice, snow, terrible snow. Hit a bank, plow was angled all the way to the right, or most of the way to the right, I thought, and blew the left-hand cylinder hose. Picked the plow up, held it up, so everything was all good on that end. Drove it straight to my plow guy up Nate's plow repair. He's great during a storm. Awesome. Open 24/7, everything. He's awesome. Drove it straight up there. We ended up doing 3 new hoses on it and a new wiring harness thing inside of the plow, because apparently it was all chewed up by mice. I have no idea. I bought that plow used and didn't think to check it. No, for next time, right? So that got taken care of. That was an expensive day. The next day, we got more snow, and I had to go salt. And I salted half of the property that I needed to salt and got nowhere. It spreaded salt. We had 2 yards of salt in a 1.8 yard salter. Start salting this parking lot, and the salter's just not doing anything. I'm thinking it's a connection issue. I'm thinking it's this. I'm thinking it's that. I can't figure out what it is. I'm trying to fix it every way that he told me how to. Called both of my buddies. They had no idea what was going on. Drove it to Nate's. There goes like another $1,000. We had to put a new wiring harness under the truck during the storm. New wiring harness under the truck. It's actually currently sitting in the bed of my truck because he ran it under the cab and then over the bed rail so that it's just in the bed. And it's been a complete cluster. A lot of salter breakdowns this winter. If you guys watched that video from December 4th, December 5th time frame, which you will when you see this one, I said I love this salter, and I do love that salter. I love how it works. I love what it does. It broke down a ton this year. It made my life miserable this year. It costed me a ton of money this year. Going into the plow, though, was great. The salter, kind of a pain. The salter also, with me being overly tired, as well as not used to having the visibility, like having visibility like this, you guys can tell the salter's off the truck, etc. Not being used to that, I suscepted myself into some things. I'll show you guys in the actual video that's going to come out after this about some cool stuff. I tapped the back end of the truck. We did not make it all winter without any damage. Tapped the back end of the truck into a light pole. I thought I had a little more room than I did, and I didn't. Tapped it in, pushed the bumper in, pushed the corner of the bedside in, hit the tail light. All the lights are working again now and everything else. I just have to get the bed fixed and get a new tail light put on and a new bumper. That was a very upsetting storm. And of course, it was on the last property of the storm that didn't even really need to be done right then and there. I was just being obstinate and felt the need to do it. So that was the winter. The winter was fun. I definitely learned a lot. And to all my guys who want to get into plowing, watching this video and everything, talk to people who do it. Find friends in the same industry as you, and really learn what you're getting into before you get into it, because there is a learning curve, a huge, huge learning curve. Throat's parched. Now, from all of that I just said, I can tell you guys, what is in my cup holder? I am very, very pleased about how this winter went financially for me. I made more than I had anticipated to, and overall, I was very happy with how the year went. I can tell you guys, even with all the breakdowns of the salter and then obviously the one with the plow and just kind of stuff happening, I'm very pleased with how this winter went. And I look forward to next winter, but right now it is March 19th, maybe? I think it's March 19th. It is, in fact, actually I can tell you guys exactly what date it is. It's on my truck. And somehow my truck is wrong in saying that it is May 8th of 2017. I don't even know how that's possible. It is like March 19th. The plow has been off the truck and the salter has been off the truck for over a week now. Took them off first week of March. It started to get warm. I was done. I am so done. Plow came off, salter came off, trailer got pulled out of the yard, all the mowers got ran through already, all the equipment's already ready to go. Like, I am stoked. I'm already booking up cleanups, booking up mulch jobs, booking up landscape jobs, booking up mowing, doing estimates, already sent out a bunch of advertising. Like, I am very, very ready for spring. I can't wait for spring, me personally. And so that's kind of where I'm at in that particular standpoint. What I can tell you guys is, you know, I wanted to make this video as like a closing out of winter, because my videoing skills this winter were absolutely atrocious. I also wanted to let you guys know I got into, if you guys heard in a video, I'm pretty sure it got posted, but I'll tell you anyway. I bought a camera last year. I bought a GoPro last year to take some videos on, and, you know, like rolling shot videos, stuff like that. I bought a camera, used it all of like 3 times, and then I went to turn it on the next time and it no longer works. GoPro, I don't know what's going on. Bought a GoPro Hero 10. Why does it not work? I spent like, I don't even know how much on this camera. Why does it not work? Anyway, kind of pissed me off, but I got into it today and I got all of the, what is that dump truck that's sitting there? And I got the footage off of it. So I have I've got some mowing clips for you guys. I've got some trimming clips for you guys, and I have a blowing clip for you guys that are all time-lapse. So I'll throw those into a video at some point. So yeah, I mean, there's always good and bad news to every video, right? There's always good and bad news to every day. So yeah, that's pretty much the purpose of this video. I just kind of wanted to come on and tell you guys like what was going on this winter, why there really hasn't been any footage, why there hasn't been any footage since November 27th or 28th or whatever, when I posted that one short like 5-minute video, and kind of my experience with how this winter went. And I can tell you guys, there's like not a lot of videos, and I only recorded on a handful of storms. I don't even think it was that many. I think it was like 3 or 4 storms I actually recorded anything on. There is a quick little snippet in there of a story, of not a story time. I'm going to give you guys a story time now, but there is a little snippet in there of what is leading into this story time. And what it was is we were supposed to get the amount that they were estimating for this one particular weekend. It was the beginning of February. This one particular weekend, they were planning on us getting anywhere from 14 to 18 inches of snow. First time in snow, I didn't think to push the snow all the way back onto the curbs and everything else. So it's on the curb, but it's not pushed past the curb. And I'm looking at my guy who comes with me. He does all my shoveling and everything. And I'm like, dude, we got to do something, because if we get 18 inches of snow, this snow is going to be all over the parking lot. There is going to be no stacking snow on this storm unless we're stacking it in parking spots, which obviously the people would have understood under the stipulation that, you know, it's a lot of snow. But it's, to me, it was more of like a pet peeve kind of thing of like, I don't really want to do that. Like, if I'm going to stack snow, I'm going to stack snow the right way. So I went out, I rented a skid loader on a trailer, rented a skid loader on a trailer, went out to all my sites, moved the snow back, stacked piles up more, made a couple phone calls because I got a call from a client wanting snow removed off site. So I called my buddy Mags. He was going to remove it off site for me. Like, we had everything set up. The end of this storm, we ended up with 7 inches of snow and over an inch of rain. And it was atrocious. It was absolutely terrible. The consensus this was the storm that broke the plow. The consensus among all of my buddies who plow, even my cousin who has 40-something trucks and plows, it is the worst storm to get. It was never ending, consistently needing salt. It was atrocious. It was a nightmare. Terrible, terrible storm. But the other reason why it was an absolutely atrocious storm was the amount of money that was spent going into that storm. I lost $1,000 easy on that storm. Because what had happened was all the gas and everything of going and picking up the skid loader, renting the skid loader, going back, doing the actual like skid loading part, having to fill up the skid loader when everything was done, filling up the truck twice for that ordeal, like everything included, paying my guy to come with me and help me out, snow blowing sidewalks to make them all wider so we could see like a little bit of grass on all the sidewalks like we'd like having everything 100% set for this storm for us to get 6 or 7 inches and then rain. So like literally a couple hours after the snow fell, it was ice, went through, plowed it, salted it, sent it on its way. And it was a quick, not easy storm. It was actually a very terrible storm with the amount of ice and everything there was, because it was wet snow on the bottom, then fluffy, and then a layer of solid, like, sleet and ice right on top. It was absolutely atrocious. But a storm that could have made us a significant amount of money if we had gotten 12 to 18 inches of snow ended up turning into an absolute crapshoot of a storm that didn't really make me anything, and I, in fact, lost money on that storm. I was actually explaining it to the guy who works with me why I lost money on that storm and how I lost money when I paid him for, I think it was like 20 hours between the 2 days of us actually prepping for the storm and then doing the storm. Paid him for over 20, if not 30 hours, plus the rental of the skid loader, plus all the fuel, plus all the mileage and everything else that went on the truck, and then, you know, everything that went into the entire occasion. I lost a lot of money on that storm. But good and bad, you know. I was trying to take, wow, this road is really bumpy. I was trying to take the preparations needed for a storm like that, and I wasn't wrong. I mean, all of my friends were doing it. They were all pulling out skiddies, cleaning up piles, pushing them back, hauling snow off sites, like doing everything that I was doing. It was more of just the fact that it didn't need to happen, which was quite honestly the most irritating part of all of it. So that's pretty much it. We've got, we're getting into spring, and I am very excited. This was just kind of supposed to be an outro video of, you know, this winter and how it went and what was happening and why you guys didn't get any footage. And, you know, I'm sure this video kind of answers a lot of questions, but I just kind of wanted to, you know, get on here and let kind of give an outro, proper outro to the accumulation of like 17 videos that are going to make 0 sense being put next to each other, because I wanted to put this footage out there, but I also knew that putting this footage out there was probably going to be a little bit of confusion when you just see a solid 20-25 minutes of like weird compilations that have absolutely nothing to do with each other, besides for the fact that it's just intro to snow, outro to snow, intro to snow, outro to snow. So like, subscribe, enjoy. There's going to be another video that comes out after this one, getting ready for spring. So definitely follow along. We are getting into mowing season again, and I am absolutely excited. Like, subscribe, comment what you want to see next, all that stuff. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and peace out.